Ahorita pues intentando ver si logramos el sueño americano. He cruzado y mi familia aún aquí atrás. Pues ganas de llorar.
These are the banks of the Rio Grande in Eagle Pass, Texas. On the other side is Mexico. And a group of people from Central America has just waded into the water to cross into the United States. Some are carrying small children. The riverbed is uneven and the currents are unpredictable. Taking one wrong step could mean getting swept away. Then, U.S. Border Patrol intervenes. Scenes like this have recently become all too common here in the Del Rio border sector. The number of migrants and asylum seekers making these risky river crossings with children in tow has skyrocketed since last year.
Pásale para allá arriba. ¿Ustedes de dónde son? Honduras. Honduras. ¿De dónde eres? Honduras.
They're bypassing official ports of entry. This one, just a few hundred meters away, is backlogged, as are so many along the border. But most of these families are not trying to sneak past Border Patrol. Instead, they're seeking out agents and surrendering themselves.
I've been in this sector for a long time, and we have not seen this before. And it's bad, and it's getting worse.
Brian Kemet has been with Border Patrol for over 2 decades.
This area right here is ground zero. This is where all the traffic comes from. We can see the flotation devices that they're using. You know, we've seen as many as 9 people trying to get into these little inflatable pools.
Kemet says agents historically have seen single adults crossing the river here. Now it's mostly families with younger and younger children. He says Border Patrol resources are stretched thin.
There's a lot of care that has to be taken with families, the feeding and changing the diapers and making sure that everybody that has to go to the hospital is taken to the hospital.
Tending to families has become a part of the agent's daily routine.
We have a job to do, enforce the laws that Congress passed, but we are also making sure that while we're enforcing the laws, the migrants are safe, and if they become distressed, we quickly go to rescue mode.
But they can't always get to everyone. Just a month ago, a raft crossing the river at night overturned. A 10-month-old and a 7-year-old drowned. Locals have captured images of people struggling for their lives and bodies washing up on the river's shore.
Un cuerpo sin vida.
Border Patrol has counted 7 drownings since October, but they say there could be more that are unaccounted for.
They got a kid with them.
They have a kid with them?
Yeah, in the middle.
How young?
Kind of 8.
Do you think we should pick him up?
Yeah.
Carlos Ronaldo Farias is a vessel commander in the Del Rio sector.
Hey bro, I'm gonna get downriver of them, okay?
If he sees migrants in distress or with children in the water, his task is to rescue them.
Señora, va a subir el niño primero, okay? Y luego usted, señora, que la embarazada.
Hey, I'm gonna go neutral, all right?
Okay, dame la mano.
Neutral.
Okay, señora. Quita la escalera. Arriba.
Since October, there have already been over 300 people rescued here, up from only 31 the year before. That's an increase of 900%.
We're not chasing after people as much. We're helping people not succumb to the river. And I think of my children, and it kind of hurts a little bit. And it kind of, I'm not gonna lie, it kind of gets me a little riled up because I understand they want to come over, but there's right pathways to it. And I don't think anybody should be endangering their child's life like that.
But Angel Gabriel said he and his family had no other choice. He said they fled Honduras after being targeted by local police because of a complaint he had filed against them.
Una detención ilegal y abuso de autoridad. Luego de eso, pues, me los llevé a juicio, les gané. Me indemnizaron por una parte, pero 15 días después recibí el atentado en mi casa. Por eso me vi obligado a salir y dejar todo atrás.
Like others we spoke to, they've come to claim asylum in the U.S. But the current administration has restricted the number of asylum seekers who can come through official ports of entry and be processed daily. In some places, it can take months to get through, and some people say they can't wait that long. Angel said he and his family had been in Mexico since January, before deciding to make the treacherous trek across the river.
Me dediqué a mi trabajo, la profesión que yo sé de mi trabajo, todo lo que es construcción, soldadura, electricidad, etc. Y gracias a mi trabajo pues logré sobrevivir con mi familia a todo México durante estos 4 meses y semanas. Y bueno, hasta hoy porque ya no teníamos dinero como estar sobreviviendo ya. Sí. Como le digo, me siento agradecido que mi familia esté bien. Sí.
After several days at a Border Patrol holding facility, most families apprehended in the Del Rio sector are released here, at a new volunteer-run shelter.
Por acá, señorita, pásale. Bienvenida.
Alan Ramon and other locals here address the family's basic needs and help with the next leg of their journey, joining relatives or friends in other parts of the U.S. while they await a hearing.
Buen día. Estoy aquí con Willy y su hijo. Estamos en la frontera ahorita, en un pueblo que se llama Del Rio, Texas. Me está diciendo Willy que tiene que llegar a Atlanta.
These are just a handful of the hundreds of families who arrive at the southern border each day. And they are likely to keep coming, despite the administration's efforts to deter migration, as long as they feel it's riskier to stay at home than to cross the river.